I think the things that I was struggling with the most had to do with just where I was in my brain a lot. I felt discontent. I don't want to say unhappy because, I mean, I wasn't thrilled, but I don't want to say unhappy because that's kind of there's so many levels to what's happiness and what isn't happiness. But discontent, I felt like I was just not in a place where I was, how do I put it? Feeling myself, feeling confident, feeling any self-worth. And we talked a bit about, and because of these things, I started feeling more anxious about things external that had nothing to do with me personally, but were affecting me because of how I was feeling about myself overall. So as with probably many people, I knew what I needed to do. I just didn't have the motivation to do it. And you know, the tools are there. I mean, you can get the tools, but it's just how do you put the package together, and how do you have some accountability? Because, you know, I'm sure it's great when people are totally accountable to themselves all the time, but I think that's a pretty rare person. And so it's nice to have some external accountability, and not, you know, I'm not talking about like, you did not do this right today, but more like just someone saying, hey, how you doing? Are you still, you know, how you feeling? Number one, the support. So a really great support system, and just, you know, and the people like being that connection with the team, but not just the team, but with other members. So that's great. And just having like I want to say, like, it's just like there's this like little whole package to it. You know, there's these parts, there's these strategies, and just kind of putting it together, and you know, and emphasizing progress and not so much perfection. Because I do, well, you know, I looked up and saw that after it came out of my mouth. And also reminding, one of the things I love all the coaches, but one of the things I always like with Ryan, Coach Ryan, when he knows that I'm like feeling that I should be doing better, or oh God, I have to make this excuse because, as you know, I have a shoulder issue and I have a knee issue, so we have to work around those because we don't want them to get worse. We want everything to get better. He's always like, no, Robin, we're where you are now. Just remember, this is where we are now, and we're working our way through it. And you are doing great, but don't push yourself beyond to where you could hurt yourself, because if you hurt yourself or do too much, then it means that you stop and it can study your progress. So yeah, I really appreciate it when he says things like that. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It can be a process, and every time it's a little bit stronger, it's a little bit more, I feel personally, I feel a little bit more accomplished every time, and I think that's good, because and I'm just reminding myself that, you know, that's where I am, and now I've made another step, and it's a good thing. It doesn't, you know, I don't have to make 25 steps. I can make, and it is just successful. I've been sleeping better, definitely. I think my anxiety levels come down a lot. I have more energy, and yeah, I definitely have more energy. And I think overall, I just feel a little bit more content. Positively. Yeah, I think I told Aileen one time that I feel like I feel some accomplishments. And yeah, I don't regret doing it at all. If that's, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I'm going forward. I'm glad I'm doing this. So I think that I feel, yeah, I think just overall, just feeling more confident, feeling more centered, feeling more balanced in this world. I mean, this is just one part that was missing. I mean, it wasn't more than just one part that was missing. There were several parts that were missing, and now these connections are helping me, because it's really important. I always say I'm a Libra, and I also one time did this other thing where everything in my life is supposed to be balanced, and it's just very important for me to. I mean, I don't believe in that astrology stuff, but but for me personally, I do best when things are kind of have their place and are in balance, and I'm not extreme one way or the other. And I can make myself do that. I am just my personality, other issues with me. I can definitely hit an extreme, and that is when things don't go well. If it's extreme exercise, extreme dieting, extreme doing nothing, it doesn't go well. And so it has to be
moderation,
and a nice little, package, which is what you offered. I would say, don't be scared, because I understand there's a commitment, and there's a belief that when you do something that's CrossFit oriented, that you're with a bunch of muscle bound people who are doing everything, like I said, we talked about extreme in many ways, and that's not what it is. It is a way that you can incorporate movement and functionality into your life, and you have so much support. But the program itself that we went on here is very supportive, and I know you do have to work on it on your end, but you shouldn't be afraid to do it. And especially you shouldn't be afraid to walk into that gym and work with any of the coaches, because they're pretty dang good.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
I know it. Well, you should be proud of them.
Thank you.
Because you've got a great team there.